Welcome to the Work Hates podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Bretty Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it's a dreadful boss, a shitty workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
You are.
I hate you, Brett.
Yeah,
I fucked the intro.
I do the entire thing, and then you have to come in and do the smallest thing. And what are you?
like
I'm
a man.
upset now.
Shut up. Everyone just shut up, okay? All right, I just want everyone just to fuck up. A man is speaking. All right, okay. Today we are joined by, so that was so aggressive as well, wasn't it?
No, he's not wrong though.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm leaving this all in. I'm leaving this in, guys. Seriously.
Okay.
Have a go.
Right, okay, I've got it.
Yep.
Today, we are joined by comedian,
Yes.
nurse, and laugher of Brett's awful story about being on a date, Rachael Hornbuckle.
Wow.
I got
Did
there,
you?
guys.
Yeah, that
Was it bad? Should I do it again?
No, we're in it.
We're
now.
keeping it
Yeah.
because
We're
I
keeping it.
need people to know what I'm working with.
Oh.
I can't believe that's a third one you had for her.
Well, I know. I was under
What
pressure.
would be your third one though?
Well, anyone like a Brisbane
Comedian.
girl could be like
Well, what I was actually trying
Australia's
to do, I was trying to
most
bridge-
beautiful redhead.
Oh, yeah, I should have done that. She's
Yeah.
a real redhead.
No, not.
Damn it. I was trying to insult Brian. I don't know why I'm bringing this energy
Wait,
to the
are
pod,
you
by
not?
the way.
No,
Oh my god, what are you?
like mousy brown, like Brett's hair. Yeah, that's why I diet.
Yucky.
That's why I diet.
Is this mouse? All right, you flipped it back on me. I came out aggressive and now it's turned back. Guys, can I please tell the story about how I come quick and a lady yelled at me?
All right. So just
Yeah,
before
yeah.
we started, wait. Can
All
we
right.
can we do that in a
Let's back up.
second?
Let's
Wait a
back
sec.
all the way up.
Thank
Let's
you,
back.
Rachel.
Thank you,
Rachel
reset.
Yeah.
Hornbuckle
Thank
for
you.
coming on
For being
to our
professional.
podcast. We were
Sorry,
thrilled
Bronze
that you
like
said
this.
yes. You had to get out of work in the middle of the
Left
day.
someone on the operating table. Was like, gotta go. Actually,
I thought you were joking and then you didn't. You like, yeah,
I
no,
was
someone
dead
sucked
set.
in. I'm going to do
I
their
was
lunch
like,
break.
yeah.
That's actually
Annadelle,
big.
I love you. She covered me, and then
Thanks, Annadelle.
So what were you doing? What surgery were you doing?
no, we cut out skin cancers. Oh, yeah. So literally, it'll take 2 seconds. It's not that.
So
serious.
you could look at someone's. Can you do skin checks?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's actually really handy. I
You're
reckon
standing on
we'd
me
be
at the moment.
riddled.
I'm- man, as soon as
We'd
it-
be riddled
Yeah,
with
well,
them,
come on.
Bretty.
Well,
No,
that's
I'm
good.
not.
You got
We
it.
would be. You and
Why
I.
would I be riddled
I
with
know. Well,
them?
how
Look at our
we
skin
can't
type.
get serious. Wait, when was your last one?
I've never had one.
You've never had one.
And I'm 38 years old.
Do you
Is
have
that
I don't have
normal?
time. Too busy chain
Do you
smoking.
ever sitting in the sun?
sun chain
Okay,
smoking.
well, have you know that Australia has the highest rate of skin cancers in the world? Embarrassing.
Yeah,
We're
That is
sunscreen.
embarrassing.
I've
Shame
actually.
on
I did
us.
get checked.
But also, this, Australia wasn't made for white people, so kind of.
Yeah, we deserve it. We deserve
true.
all of
That's
them
on
we
us.
can get.
Save it for the Triple J
So
Hottest 100, mate.
So how has the vibe been at your work with the latest Australian of the year, that dreadful news?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
I don't know.
Okay,
but
so
it is
Australian of
very
the year,
sad, yeah.
he like found like, is it a cure for melanoma? Huge. And then he himself has just been diagnosed with like stage 4 brain cancer. So he's going to die from cancer when he's just cured so many
Someone has
people's-
cured melanoma. Is that true?
Well, I haven't read that, but like, yeah, it is
Look,
like
that's what my
it's-
mum said. She's a
yeah,
liar.
it's closer.
She's a huge liar.
No, it is. I haven't read it for me to know the facts, but yeah,
So there's working towards a
yeah,
cure
100%.
for it.
Yeah,
He's a game. He changed the whole game. He gave
And then
people
that
hope. He
happened.
saved people's lives with his research, and then he's not actually going to be able to see the full go into full swing because he'll
made
be
me
dead.
really upset.
Sorry, it's comedy.
Really upset as that
It's
fucking
dark
squealing
comedy.
wombat you
Yeah.
showed me just before the
So
podcast.
sorry.
About that person who picked up a baby wombat.
Yeah,
I'm
that's pretty-
traumatized.
Well,
That's why I'm
usually
out
it's
here
really-
fighting, not doing a proper intro. It's your
Hey,
fault.
because of the wombat.
Yeah.
Okay, because usually it's the height of professionalism, is it, Bretty? Shut the.
Has something happened before I came in today?
No, we're surprisingly like this all the time. People get weirded out. We often have arguments.
Oh, really? This
Yeah,
is-
it's kind of
okay,
our characters.
okay.
Bonnie Pay's a bitch. I'm the likable person.
I think
Great.
I do, but then we did a live show in Brisbane, Rach, and
Well,
a woman
sucks.
came.
Yeah.
Oh my god, very sweet.
That's
We
so
had
cute.
I love your
Beautiful.
shoes. They're very trendy.
Trendy
The
shoes.
coolest
Cool nurse,
nurse I've
cool
ever
nurse.
seen. A lady came to the show and she gave us hats. Pip, lovely lady, she gave us hats that she'd made. Brett's had like pictures of dicks all over it, and it said "Dickhead," Mr. Dickhead,
Mr.
maybe.
Dickhead?
Yeah,
Oh,
which
that's
is
so
very
nice.
It's
funny.
actually quite
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
it's
well, I
beautiful.
think. But I was like, that's really accurate. And then I opened mine and it said "Little Miss Cunty." I was like, oh. And then I could see how it fits. I was like, oh, yeah, that's actually pretty.
No, she's not wrong.
Yeah. I don't mean to be, but sometimes I just have to put my foot down when you're just being a dumb cunt. So
a dick, if you will.
Yeah.
A dick.
Yeah.
A
There you go.
dick.
So, you
Massive
guys,
dick.
it's recorded. So,
Rach, you've just moved here all the way to Melbourne from Brisbane. How are you feeling about that move?
Look, yeah, I did it. It's happening. Great.
are you adjusting to pints over schooners? How are you feeling?
has
Are
been
you
the hardest
transitioning okay? Please tell me we don't have a Caxton.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to do it.
No, I love Melbourne, and I will never go back to, as we can all agree on, Queensland. Or is that bad? Do you have a lot of Queensland?
Man, I want to.
I don't
I've been
know.
in Melbourne too long. I'm so bored. I'm like, get me
You're
to
bored?
Queensland. There's a fucking cyclone.
really?
That's exciting.
No, I love Melbourne, but it is a big adjustment. Like, I don't understand a lot of things here.
Oh, really?
What's the magic? Like, for real?
Oh, so like it's
That
like a
coffee
small
thing,
coffee.
Like, a doctor asked me today to go get one, and I was like, okay, what's that? She's like, don't worry. And I was like,
Just say it to the
I
barista.
hit it on the
They'll
button
know.
on the self thing. I said, magic. What's that? I think it's double shot coffee.
It's just like
Yeah.
a small flat white, but double shot.
and then
double
also,
shot
I don't know
coffee.
when to tap on and tap off.
You never tap off.
You never tap
never
off.
tap on or off.
You
And
never
this is
tap-
a train,
Right?
and then
Don't
No,
pay for that shit.
you do.
Man, the Mikey system's fucked in Victoria.
Rach-
How can you not use a credit card? It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that is
yeah,
stupid.
that is true.
You're
But
absolutely
you
correct.
posted a photo on social media the other day that
Yes.
gave me anxiety. I had to put my phone down.
Okay, so what happened there was I was running for the train. I didn't have time to stop and tap because it was about to leave.
Yeah, you need to get
So
on.
I had
Sure.
to get on, and then I got on and sat right next to 3 train people.
Oh my God, kill me.
And I was just like, but
I
then I
feel
was like,
sick.
you know what? Whatever.
I feel sick.
Did they charge you?
No, they didn't even see me.
Ah.
She's too svelte.
Too quick.
Too
Anyway,
agile.
moving to Melbourne has been great. Just entered
The biggest transition was like, I don't understand the coffee. And that was the biggest thing for me as well. I was like,
yeah.
because I never would buy a coffee in Perth, like because I was like
sure,
18.
sure, yeah.
I thought the only place you could get a cappuccino was the airport. It's the only place I saw Dad have one. So to my knowledge,
God,
it was
that's really
it was the
cute.
airport or Nescafe that Mum had at home.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it came from beans in a machine. It was very overwhelming.
Melbourne,
That's
it's a
cute.
trendy place. It's a trendy, cool place.
Because you've been threatening to move here for a long time.
I have.
She has. In
Gosh,
Brizzy.
she's fucking fine
In Brizzy,
here.
I was like, I'm moving back to
and
Melbourne.
I was like, me too.
Yeah.
And then,
Because
and
you had all of, because you're very, like, you are very qualified. So you just finished your masters.
I did.
And you had to wait for, she's very smart.
How do we
Okay,
get her
she
on?
can write scripts.
Scripts.
Yeah.
No,
Doc-
wait, not yet. I'm not endorsed yet.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh,
sake. Is
dude,
this
you can
what
write
you're still
scripts?
waiting for?
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
lord, my
okay,
new
so-
Oxy Queen is here. I'm happy.
We
happy
can't get
Brett.
into that.
Oh.
Like, yeah. So, what the
We'll talk
main
afterwards. We'll talk afterwards.
She will never.
The
She's
main
actually very professional.
thing, the reason it took me so long is because I have such a massive client base in Brisbane. And
yeah,
I
you do. You're
like
very
getting
popular.
paid, but now not so much.
So now you have to come here and build it. Build
Yeah,
it here.
build it again, but I'm working at a new derm clinic just around the corner, and
Oh,
it's
great.
incredible.
And
Yeah.
saving people's lives, cutting out their skin cancers,
and leaving them right there. Yeah,
That's so
So-
great.
Leaving with the face
Leaving
open.
yeah,
Half a
it doesn't
job-
matter.
half a job
Someone
Harry
will sew
over
it
here.
up.
yeah. Someone, not
Someone
me.
will sew it up.
Yeah,
That's
school,
great.
Yeah, scabble
Oh, well,
form.
we're thrilled that you've moved here because one of my favourite gigs I've done, I did last year, was right near the end. You just moved to Melbourne. I was doing a gig. It was Joel Creasy, myself, and you were support act.
Yeah.
And you got up. Creasy had never seen you before.
I was so nervous.
Oh
I'm
my gosh,
always
you never-
nervous. Like non-stop
You can't
nervous.
ever.
Why? You're a very
I
good
don't think you
comedian.
can
You
ever
shouldn't be
tell when you're
nervous. You
nervous.
shut up.
You can't tell. And you got.
all the
And
Botox.
I hadn't seen you. Well, I hadn't seen you perform in. Well, it'd been like
can't
maybe
move.
2 years by that stage.
Yeah.
But I knew you were always a great comedian. But you just never know. Someone might have changed, and they might have decided to do really edgy stuff or whatever. So I was like, I haven't seen her perform in
Edgelord.
ages, and you don't post a lot of clips. So I was like, okay, I have no idea what we're going to see here.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Bringing
I'm
up your bad work
excited.
ethic.
Well, you went on stage.
You don't really try that often.
You actually got somewhere positive to go with this because right now I feel like you're bullying her. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is she
No
got
one
up on
really knows
stage.
you.
Yeah.
And she,
And you got like an odor. And
fuck's sake.
no, get there, Bron. Please. You've
Oh my
derailed the podcast
God.
long enough.
And
Okay.
and you got up on stage and you performed and you absolutely tore the roof off the place.
And it was
the
a weird
whole way,
audience
it was
too.
because we're in a movie
Yeah. So I was
cinema.
like, who's to say?
Who's to say? And then next to me was
They thought
Creasy,
you
and
were
he
Freddy
came
Krueger up
leaning
there. It was
to.
crazy.
off. And Creasy just kept saying, fuck, she's really good. She's so
thank
good.
you.
And whilst you were on, he was texting room runners being like, have you seen Rachael Hornbuckle yet? And he doesn't have to do that.
No.
And I was like, yeah, she's great. So Melbourne is lucky to have you, is what I'm saying. What have you noticed about the gigs? Like, have you noticed a big difference in Melbourne gigs compared to Brizzy gigs? Yeah?
Yeah. There's a wide range here.
Yeah.
There's like where in Brisbane, I think there was more so like you're either good or you're bad, and that's like you either go or you don't. But I think I don't know, I feel bad, like there's a lot going on here. Lots of different types of
comedians. Oh, you're talking about the comedians themselves, not the rooms?
Oh, yeah. Oh, rooms? Oh, okay. I was just about to shit on comedians.
No, do that. We love that as well. No,
That's actually
I'm a
awesome.
fan. I can give you a whole list.
I think some of the stuff I say is a little bit too much for Melbourne people.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, ugh, I don't want to hear that. And I was like, okay. Like I did a joke about my cat coming and...
I know this joke.
Yeah. And
I've never heard it, but I'm already a fan.
exactly.
Dude, cats need to come as
I
well.
had to apologise. They were like, not that. And I was like, all right, my bad. Like, hey, I went too far there.
I always find with Melbourne, it's like it's suburban based.
Yeah.
Not suburban based, but whatever pocket you're in. If you're in Fitzroy, it's just a bunch of fucking arts degree little rich cunts with fucking wearing clothes out of their garbage bin to look poor. Yeah, exactly. I live there as well.
I love it here.
Yeah, I love it as well. But it's just like they're like, no, we know comedy. It's like, shut up, cunt. You don't know shit. Enjoy this, fuckhead.
Have you done Catfish? So Catfish is a gig. It's in Fitzroy. You've not done that yet?
I don't know.
That's a gig where I never do very well. Like, it's fine.
Really?
But
Last night. It was good last night. But they came, Fitzroy, there was a lady go on, as soon as, because Zach Dyer was on, Zachy D, great comedian. He was talking about Bisexual Awareness Week. He's got a really funny bit about it.
Is that this week?
I think so, maybe. But then there was just some lady in the audience going like, oh, there's a man talking about bisexual. And she's like, yeah, it's a whole... And she just started talking over him. He's like, what are you trying to... Like, she was... I don't know. I was like,
just
fucking...
Relax.
Classic Fitzroy. Shut the fuck up.
Relax, guys.
Yeah, I like the rooms here. But yeah, I think a lot of the time, like, sometimes it's like an agreeable audience. So it's like, I just want to say crazy shit, like a good joke.
Yeah.
So do you think we pull back more in Melbourne than you do so in
maybe not. Maybe, if anything, a little bit more too encouraging.
Oh, so they laugh too much. We laugh too much down here.
Like, what am I trying to say here?
Supportive.
Too supportive. Don't like it.
Yeah.
As in, so let me get this straight. Do you think that they are on board too quickly and we laugh too much?
I think if you say
about?
agreeable things, they're like, yeah, and it's like, but that wasn't a joke. I just told you, like, I believe in women's rights, and they're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
you feel like sometimes it's that.
Yeah, and I don't want that. I don't want.
Yeah.
I want you to find me funny, not likable.
Yes.
I don't want you to like me.
Okay, so, but that's not a successcul gig though if they're just clicking at you.
Correct,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So then you think they're out? That Melbourne people come out to just hear what their political views said on stage.
I mean, that's real generalized. Like, I don't want to.
Well, I'm just trying to work out what you're saying.
Well, I just feel like Brisbane's a little bit more brutal. Like, if they don't
they're
rough and ready.
They're either on or off,
Yes.
whereas Melbourne can be in the middle sometimes.
Yeah, and I like that brutal.
Okay.
Like, I think that's what makes good comedians. Like, when they're like, either you're in or you're out, because you have to get better, otherwise.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
They're
It's
happy with
okay,
someone
sorry, it
doing
took me so
okay
long.
and good on you for trying.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want you to not. Yeah.
I want you to fucking stop. You suck.
Yeah, a Brisbane bomb is so brutal. I love them.
Yeah,
I love watching a bomb in Brisbane. It's paradise.
It really is.
I guess it would be similar to a Perth bomb because its audience is brutal.
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
be, if they're on your side, amazing. But if they think that you're
And it's so
not ready,
difficult.
When they hate you, they fucking hate you, dude.
But I like that. I think that's
I
good.
love it as well.
Yeah,
I like battling them because you can still flip them. You can go nuts at them, and
yeah.
they go, "Yeah, we like this. He's fired up."
Yeah, we're back in.
Yeah.
okay. So Melbourne, we're too weak.
Look,
you're really fishing for something that's not here,
You hate
Bronny.
us.
I just
hate
moved
us.
here.
Yeah. Bronny wants you to never get booked as well. I'm changing the topic. Now, you're a nurse.
Yes.
You've been how long did you start? When did you start? Fucking tell us all about your job because it seems insane to me.
Okay, I've been a nurse for, I think, 13 years now, which is
Fuck.
crazy because I'm like 20.
Yeah.
Dude, you started when you're 7. That's crazy. Good on you.
I've worked in like every area of nursing. So like I've done acute wards like ED, ICU, med surge, day therapy, dermatology. What else? I've done it all. I've seen a lot. And then I worked overseas. I worked in London, where I worked at some really bizarre jobs because I wanted to make money. I worked in a erectile dysfunction clinic.
Okay, Brady. Brady's in.
Brady.
Well,
I'm in.
Okay. Yeah. How long did you work there for?
I think about 6 months.
So you worked in stiffies.
Or lack thereof.
Yes.
Or lack thereof. Now, I have a question.
Tell me.
Right, here we go. Here's the old tick of thinking.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever, like, if you worked in erectile dysfunctions and, you know, you're a younger lady who's working there, would you ever feel bad if you walked in and they weren't instantly hard? You're like, fuck, damn it.
No, but if they were, I'd be like, well, you don't really need us. Like,
this
has been a waste.
So you could be the tester.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
No, that's a bad phrasing. All right, Can we go back to whether you liked Melbourne comedy rooms or not?
Can you go back to the part where you're calling Melbourne piss week? No, okay.
So how would this work? So was it old dudes or was it young guys? Tell us all about it.
It was a range of different people from different walks of life who couldn't get hard anymore. And then so we would take blood out of their arms, spin it up and re-inject it into their penis.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just be temporary?
Absolutely. And dare I say, this has been years since I've worked there, I don't think it worked at all. I think it was placebo.
Okay.
So it's kind of like to show them, hey, your dick does work. It can
Believe
get
in
hard. Is it to
yourself.
get over? Yeah, just believe in yourself.
I
Is
mean,
it like
there
a mental
are some
barrier?
studies for it. It's called PRP, but like not strong studies at all. And I think a lot of the time it was just men coming in like
wanting to be touched. Stab my dick.
Got a needle fetish. I love being stabbed in the penis with my own blood.
Just like, thinking that they were paying for a treatment and therefore this treatment must work, so it's going to work. Because isn't erectile dysfunction isn't it like, you know?
Dude, it's a mental game.
It's
or
totally,
whiskey. If I've had too many fucking whiskeys. Or if I'm on my Dexies, I'm only getting a half.
Oh my God, there's so many reasons why you can't get hard.
Dude,
Going,
there's
mate.
so many. It must be nice to be a lady and just fucking lie there. Some of us are fucking doing work.
All right.
Trying to get a stiffy. It's not as easy after you get past 30.
Why does this feel gross?
It does.
We've gone too far.
Have we? I don't think we've gone far enough.
So I did that, and I also worked in an abortion clinic at the same time.
Fucking hell, both ends of the scale.
I've done it all. I've seen it all.
Oh, wow. So you were just preventing babies coming into the world.
And then making circle of life.
Oh, wow, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Bringing some more limp dick blokes into the world. Hell yeah.
And did so the abortion clinic, were there protesters out front of your clinic?
Yeah,
okay.
all the time.
That stresses me out so much. It's
out.
like, why are you doing that? Someone's obviously going through a traumatic thing with their body.
But they would harass me, and I'd be like, I'm not getting one. Like,
oh, they're like, you're a murderer.
I'm assisting.
I'm assisting.
Yeah, like a lot. But do you know, I was like, why are they here? Because I think I worked on a Saturday or something, and I was like, don't they have lives? Or no, I worked during the week, and I was like, don't they have somewhere to be? The church pays them. I didn't know. Yeah, to protest. But this is like 7 years
That's why we
ago.
should tax the
care about
fucking
women.
churches. They got too much spare coin.
Yeah.
Fucking cunts.
Awful.
Yeah.
What did you think about the movie Juno?
What?
Okay, so there's a scene in Juno. Where she's walking as a teenage girl. She's walking up to get an abortion, and there's one protester, and she's like, keep your baby, whatever. And she's like, oh hey, and she keeps walking past her, and then the protester goes, your baby has fingernails, and that's what stops her. She's like, well, fingernails. Well, I'm going to have it. And then she eventually has this baby. And I was like, it just seemed like such a dangerous movie to make.
Imagine
that's all you need to do.
Fingernails.
Fingernails.
That's actually so cute.
I just thought you were asking for a movie review. And what did you think of Titanic, by the way? Caprio?
I don't know. Like, are people still weird about abortions?
Yeah. In America, they're not allowed them anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
fucked.
think they're a natural.
They're not natural
like
at all, but they're needed.
I'll pay for a couple. We don't need more of me out there.
Episode is far.
Yeah, is this? Should we?
What? We went down the abortion thing. We're like, sometimes
that
you have
was
an unwanted, you're not ready to be a father or a mother, and that's part of life.
Yeah, totally. We saw a lot of really young girls who were like not in a position to have at all. And like it was quite sad because they would like look at me and be like, kind of like, don't judge me. But while I'm helping them, and I was like, if I was in your position, I'd be doing the same. Like, we're good. But imagine like feeling judged while getting a medical and a very scary one procedure. So like, I have no problem with it. I think people should do what they want with their bodies, but like a lot
100%.
and that's why I talk about it so openly, but like people really hate it. People hate me talking about abortions.
Do they?
Yeah, I've been
What do
told
you
not
mean?
to tell jokes about it, stuff like that.
Oh, by who? Like the religious people?
People who've
or
had
just-
abortions. No.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
people who are like, that's actually a sensitive situation for me.
But and I understand that would be,
Sure.
but I was there. I was in the trenches. Like
I was doing a job. This is my experience. And it's good to talk about it for me. Yeah.
And surely, like, the more we talk about it, the less taboo surrounds it.
I mean, it's healthcare. Melbourne's into it. I love that.
Yeah, we love
Everyone
it.
does love it.
Yeah.
Brisbane, not so much.
Not so much. You got to go across the border.
Truly, is Queensland? No.
Oh, okay. I was like, do you?
Holy shit.
You used to, but not now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not like an abortion expert, by the way. I worked there for like...
But you've done a lot of different things.
Yeah,
so which has been your favourite? So from dermatology to cosmetic injections, all the way to stiffies and abortions, like in all of that, ED, all this stuff, which one do you think is your favourite?
I mean, it depends what you based off. I guess what one would I want to be in is probably going to be my favourite, which is dermatology.
Okay.
Just because like I loved ED when I worked there as well. Like that was...
What's ED?
Like emergency department.
Oh, that would be fun.
It's
90s
fun,
partner works in that field and they get paid a lot. And it's like...
Do they?
It's always,
Oh yeah,
and it's,
isn't she ICU?
I think so. Oh, maybe I'm wrong there.
Yeah, she is. But like that would still be...
Yeah, it's always busy and it sounds
It's
fun.
ICU.
Yeah.
My mate works in ICU. She's like, it's so boring. You just sit there all day.
Until it's not. And
until
then,
it's not,
you got to be on the game. But I remember working in emergency and you'd walk in and see security guards and you'd be like, oh, today's going to be fucked. But it was fun. Like it was, you would run. But I like dermatology because it's so ever changing and it's difficult and you got to work it out and you're like, what's this? It looks like this.
Oh, so many
maybe it's
riddles.
this. Yeah, like, you know.
What's that rash?
Do you have like a pimple popping thing? Do you like that?
I don't like that.
Okay, because some people are like just obsessed with popping
No,
pimples. That's a big
grosses
thing
me out.
online.
Yeah, Lucas, that's all he watches online.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's fucking rank.
I can do
And
it, but I
in-
can't watch it. It makes me feel
Oh
sick.
God, it makes
And
me want to
ingrown
yak.
toenails, he loves those. I'll
It's
come in and
disgusting.
he'll be sitting at the desk and I think he'll be doing work, but he's just watching
Dude, I had a
blackheads.
big pimple on my back.
Everything
for
you say
years.
today makes me sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to
You're
hear this
gross.
story? Do you want to? It's pretty funny. And I was like, "There's only one man strong enough to pop this pimple that's been on my
Ben
back for
Knight.
years." Yes, Ben Knight.
I knew it.
So Ben Knight, fucking with all his strength,
Wait,
just
so both of you were there without your shirts on?
yes.
Okay.
Kappa was also there, and he had his shirt off for no reason at all. And also because I think Kappa's partner Caitlin, she loves pimple popping as well. She was involved, and I was like, God, it fucking hurt. And like 90's giving it everything, and it fucking exploded into Caitlin's face.
No.
She vomited onto my back, and then had to run up and have a shower. Anyway, that's the only way I can come now. So that's full circle. Any other stories you'd like me to share? I've really fucking ruined this podcast.
Oh my
That was
God.
so good.
Rachel's taking time out of her work day for this.
Sorry for being fun, guys.
Is that the time you came too quick? Or?
Yeah. It's the same. That's what, and then it brings me back to coming too quick.
Okay, so back to my job.
Yes, please, sorry.
So yeah, dermatology. I like
Okay,
that.
and then what is the worst job you've ever had?
Worst job I've ever had. A few years ago, and definitely not recently when I moved at all.
Okay.
I worked at a clinic and I hated it. It was really horrible. I think I was getting like workplace bullying.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what that was. I had to Google it, and that was like embarrassing. And I was like, "Am I being bullied at work?" Like,
Yeah.
So that was probably the
'Cause
worst.
they do-
And
wouldn't they
Google
do-
was like, "Shut the fuck up, you loser!" And I was
Yeah,
like,
even Google was like, nerd. You're like, fuck.
yeah. What did you do to deserve that?
And so it's just a toxic workplace. Everyone was getting
Yeah,
bullied, or was
yeah.
it like you were being?
There was variations of bullying, but like I've always loved all my jobs until that one that I had many years ago.
Okay, many years ago. Because when I first met you in Brisbane,
Yes.
I knew you were working full time, and I found that a lot of comedians that we were working with, if they even have a part-time job, they'd be such sooks about it. They're like, I'm tired. I went to work today from 9 till 3 and I am tired. I need to be on first. And you would never whinge about what place you were on, and you would work full time, and you would work way longer
soft
hours
spot.
than everyone.
And I was also doing my masters.
And you were also doing your masters.
Yeah.
But you didn't
I
complain
have
about it because you
ADHD.
really loved your job.
Yeah,
you were
I
like,
really-
well, of course I'm going to go to my work tomorrow because I love it.
Yeah.
So I think that I've only known you to love your job.
Yeah.
So when you say that you worked at a place many years ago that you hated,
So
I'm
bad.
like, God, it must have been.
It was. I
horrific.
would like get the bus or tram to work, and I'd be like, I hope this crashes. Like,
that's bad.
bad.
And was it in the medical? It was in the medical.
Yeah.
Because I would, in my mind as well, because it's like everyone is like in the medical field is so well educated.
Yeah, you'd think so.
And their whole job is to interact with people. That's a big part of it, and conversations and
Yes.
shit. So you'd think that would, fucking have a good bunch of people involved.
Well, there is a thing though about like nurses eating their young. Like they will do, like nurses can bully, but I've never experienced that until it happened. And I was like, wait a second, is this what everyone's talking about? I hate this.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Like chefs.
Oh, like older
Yeah.
older nurses.
Well,
like
do
putting
that.
you through the fucking fire.
Yeah, but like unnecessary. Didn't need to do that. And like it was just like heaps of passive aggressive jokes, and they're like, they're just jokes. And I'm like, I actually get paid to do that. Like these jokes suck.
These are not jokes.
You guys are bombing.
The
Like,
second you start talking about a cat coming, I'm on board, okay? The rest of it, not jokes,
Yeah, and I
not
was
funny, I'm
like,
not
It's
into it.
fucking joke. But it was the same thing with like when I was working construction and like giving the apprentice shit. I was like just let him fucking learn. It's like, oh, can you believe he doesn't know how to drill or use a drill? You're like, or a saw. You go, yeah. It's his fucking second day on site. And how about we don't fucking shame him and fucking show him? But it's like sometimes it's like a ritual thing, and you're like, just let people learn. I guarantee when this cunt who's giving him shit started on his first day, he looked like a fuckhead as well.
yeah.
But in the medical world, you need to have an element of confidence to do your job properly. Like it's people's lives and like health at risk. So when you're not feeling confident, if you've got working in a toxic workplace and your confidence slowly gets chipped away, you're going to second guess every single thing you do.
Not me. I'm quite switched up.
Not
but
you.
I love that. No, I'm dead behind the eyes. Fuck that bitch.
I've worked really hard to be good at what I do, but I think that nursing is a team. Like you have to work together, otherwise it's just not going to work. So when like nurses go against each other, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like you're just making this harder for yourself.
We're on the fucking same side.
Yeah,
here.
like I'm not going to fight you. I'm at work. So yeah, that's the worst job I've ever had.
Yep. And then, and do you wish that person died?
No, oh no.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm too angry today to not wish anything else. We are angry, and I don't
That's
know why.
okay.
Hurt them and save them.
Do you know what? It's the traffic on the way in that killed us.
Yeah,
and that's
that
why it's
got me
upset
as
us
well.
forever.
It's
Yeah.
really throwing us off.
Yeah.
Now, can I go back to this erectile dysfunction job? So guys would rock up and just be like, hey, my stiffy doesn't work. And did you have like a specific set of like procedures in order to, like, is there a test?
Like a litmus test. Like,
yeah,
know
like,
it, yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, can you correct me for free? No, but you know what I mean? Is there like, because if it's purely for erectile dysfunctions, is there like different types of, or it's just all the fucking same thing and you're just
It's all the
injecting blood
same,
into their dick and then just charging them $300?
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
And
Fuck.
Did
Doesn't
they
work.
look?
Get on the bed.
Did
Like,
anyone
really?
look?
Yeah.
Were they all? Did they usually seem embarrassed when they walked in?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't really look
Did
at them.
any of them try to get that? I saw it on like not embarrassing bodies, but you can get like a thing in your dick.
Oh, the pump?
And then you can pump up your
Yeah,
penis.
yeah,
Did
yeah,
anyone
yeah.
try? Did you put one of those in?
Wait, no, we had like external ones. Me. Like, and we'd give it to them. Yeah, I forgot this bit about the job. Yeah. They'd be like full on penis pumps. Yeah.
So
And I was
pumping
like
up.
22 and
pumping up
just
this-
talking about pumping up penises. Yeah, yuck.
That
Right.
is
Men are
yucky.
gross. Oh, no.
Yeah.
But that is a serious condition. And
So you're,
It is a serious condition that's yucky.
you're 22 pumping up a man's willy.
no, I wasn't doing. Why do you guys keep putting me back in like?
I'm
I don't
no,
know.
yeah,
We
I'm
don't
in penis
know.
pump world now.
Yeah,
don't
no.
know.
So we would inject PRP, which is no one cares, into the penis. They'd go home, pump it up. I think, but I really do think it was all placebo because like they were just paying for something that we said would work, and they're like, it must work, and therefore now it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can get medication which like sends all the blood to your penis.
So just do that.
Yeah, but then you get headaches and like risk of stroke and stuff.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Who gives a fuck? Long as your dick's hard, mate.
Yeah.
If you have a
Oh my
stroke, you
gosh.
fall over, you're like a kangaroo, you got a third tail, mate. You're fucking laughing, your head's not going to hit the ground, is
Bounce
it?
right back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you bounce right back off
Yeah.
your big old stiffy.
Yeah. So that's probably the weirdest job I've had. But
And
yeah.
Do you think you'll be a nurse forever?
Yeah.
Because I know you do comedy and nursing, and lots of people. This is what I find in comedy. Most
Yeah.
people will be doing a job, but it's just until comedy gets big enough. But you love your job.
Not
Don't
enough
know.
to not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you love it to a point.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
who
okay.
wants to work, But, yeah, I'll always be a nurse, but I'll just go different. I change a lot. I switch between a
Sure.
lot. That's why dermatology is the longest thing that I've stuck at. And I can do it because I can gig at nighttime and whatnot.
And are they pretty flexible as
Yeah,
well?
I mean, I'm here right now on my lunch break.
Yeah,
so-
that's true.
She's
They're very
here right now.
supportive. I love my new job. But Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. See how famous I get. See how Comedy Fest goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and you're doing Zone this year.
Yes,
That's great.
congratulations.
Which you hooked up for me.
You what?
You hooked up for me. I had to get
Did
a
I?
gig at. They're like, get a gig at this place.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was like, help me, and you did. Hooked it
Oh,
up.
well done,
Isn't that
Brady.
beautiful?
That
I
is
like
well
to
done,
help
Brady.
people who
That's
are
really
good,
great.
so that's fun.
So now you can help him with his erectile dysfunction. And
It
that
all comes
is
round.
It all
yes,
comes
like
round.
beautiful
Abortion,
thing.
Right.
erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you
Stunning.
guys all want to hear about the story I was about to say that
About the
made
start?
everyone laugh at the start?
About
Everyone.
coming too quick?
No, but that's a part of the factor. But now I feel like I have to tell the story, otherwise people are going to be asking.
Because
Should I tell the
everyone
story?
laughed.
You
Go
don't.
on.
No, you don't laugh because you've got a very, very visual imagination.
Yeah, I'm going to be upset about this. I feel sick.
What is this?
I don't know.
I told Rachel.
Oh.
This is the joke.
Oh, this is the
the
story.
story.
Yeah.
Is it okay? I'm going to say, Bron, block your ears.
It's so
You're a
good.
visual.
It's
I'm a
so
visual.
funny.
I went on a date with a lady. And I actually no. I hooked up with her at a backpackers gig, and then we went on a date. Yes, yeah, okay, all right. Are we out already?
No. This is
When?
Rachel, have my back on this one.
When
I'm
did this happen?
23. I'm 23
all right. I thought it was
young.
recently you gone to a backpackers
No,
bar. Okay, all
no.
right,
You
fine.
This
did
is like-
make it out like it was recent.
No, it was over 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I was living
You
in.
like told me when we were in Perth together. I was like, cool, dude.
No, I'm really good at not putting framing in. It was like actually it was the second year I was in Melbourne. I'm hanging out at a
Not
backpackers
even
gig.
into that. Like,
Dude, I'm just hanging out. And
This
I
is
also would have said,
awesome.
man, they're really good because you can get like $8 meals there as well. I would have talked about the meals you can get there.
anyway, go.
So I did this gig at the Backpackers when I used to live in St Kilda. Or no, actually it was in Richmond, so it would have been 10 years ago.
Okay, thank God
And
for
I picked
clarifying.
up a lady who was a backpacker. We went on a date, and I had, we went we had a lovely time.
You did.
And we went back to our house, and that time wasn't a very long time.
No.
If I was to be honest with myself, it's probably one of the worst efforts I've ever done in a bedroom. And I was like, it wasn't great. I was, whatever, doesn't matter. But
So
then I
just
had to drive her home, which is where it's
straight
funny.
after.
This is
Straight
my
after.
Which is
favorite
where it's
bit.
funny because
Yeah.
she was like, what the fuck? And she was angry at me. I was like, I've got to go to work at 5 a.m. So like, you need to go. I'll drop you off home or whatever. So she was berating me in my house, and then she was berating me in the car. And I had to drop
my
it back off in
God.
St Kilda because that's where the fucking Backpackers was.
Well, can you give examples of what she's saying?
I don't know. It wasn't
Like
flattering.
what?
It was
So
a
like-
lot about how I come too quick and I was a shit rude. Okay.
He's giving her a lift home, and she's just
Yeah,
like,
and I'm copying
you
it.
fucking loser.
Yeah, she's like, you fucking loser, you wasted my night. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I fucking know, dude. It's the worst thing ever. But I wanted the car trip to end so quick, so I'm speeding to get to St Kilda. So I go through a fucking speed light camera. I get a $340 fine.
Yes.
There's like a $340 fine. Drop her off, get her out of the car. And even when I get to the backpacker, she's like, would you like to reverse park it for me? It's like, you're not taking this dignity from me as well. I know how to reverse park. Right? I didn't yell. I was like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Dropped her off. And I was so fucking angry. I was like, fucking. I sped on the way back. I went through the same camera. And it cost me $780 to have the worst route of my life.
And
get
whose
berated
fault?
so
Whose
quick.
fault?
of her life.
And the worst
Yeah.
route of her life as well.
And
Yeah.
all three of those things, the fine, the worst route, whose fault are these? Like I was
All
wondering.
mine.
Yeah, so
yes,
sorry.
Yes.
That's-
No.
So everyone was yelling at you, including you. The police were yelling at you, the backpackers.
It was all my fault. It was the worst sex. So I would love to track her down and apologize again.
That's
She
what you
was
were here.
winding me up a lot at dinner. It was anyway, it doesn't matter.
And this is something that you brought up with Rach.
No, because I.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out how I anyway, here's a great story about how I come quick. You've heard about
like-
problematic guys in the green room? It's me.
Because once I left a gig with someone that I was on a lineup with. We were in the middle
Oh,
of...
yes.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the city, Melbourne. And I was like, 30-minute walk home. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't. Because I'm a girl. And then he's
Yeah.
like, I'll give you a lift home. And I was like, dope, dude, that'd be great. And then as we're turning like through a corner, through a light, he goes, so do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, oh, I fucked up. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, like, I shouldn't be. And then he got pulled over by the cops, and then he blew over.
Oh.
And then he got taken back to the cop shop.
Oh,
and
wait,
then- yeah.
What'd you do?
And it was my birthday. and I was drunk, and he had like weed in the like car. He's like, "Can you put it in your bag?" I was like, "No." And then like and then afterwards he was like, "Well, I guess it was worth it to meet you." And I was like, "I'm never gonna talk to you again."
Dude, male comedians rule.
Oh, that is horrific. How'd you get home? Do you have to go to the cops shop with him?
Well, it was closer to where I was, so I did walk the last 10 minutes.
Bye, mate.
Yeah,
have a good one.
Like, see you.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Babe, by the way, he's got weed in him. Babe.
Yeah. So
And you were like, okay, I come
No,
quick. Okay.
I think Rachel told us this hilarious story. I was like, I don't think I've had a bad gig. And I was like, oh, no. I took a chick home from a gig and then I told her that story.
That's funny.
Because I met her at a comedy show at the Backpackers.
I'm so pleased that I was already, but I just a dried up old lady by the time I started comedy.
What?
With 3 kids, you know,
Yeah.
'cause no one's
I don't
going,
think
have you got a
anyone's feeling that way,
boyfriend? Oh, no one's asking me if I've got a boyfriend.
I
I reckon there's a few guys out there who wouldn't
Oh,
want you to
yuck,
really
as
came.
if. No, they wouldn't.
So yeah, that happened.
I'm so
Weren't
sorry.
you asking what my worst gig was? It wasn't that though.
Well, what is the worst gig you've ever had?
Oh no. Just
I
that
haven't
was-
even got, maybe I haven't got to that. Have I got to that?
I don't
Let's
know.
do it right now.
Okay,
Is it
it's
this?
happening.
Is it this
Let's
podcast?
Edit
know
this so
what-
it makes like we've done it
I'm not
right.
editing anything. I hate editing.
I ain't doing shit.
Rach, you've had a number of bad gigs. I've had a number of bad gigs with
Are you
you.
turning on her again?
I'm not. Why do you guys keep thinking I'm saying
I'm so sorry. She's
in
like,
Queensland,
We're really
that,
nice.
for example, Runaway Bay.
Runaway Bay. Was that
You
it?
never
we're not
done
shitting
it?
on gigs. Please.
I'm just saying that's the one.
Wait.
You guys do it.
No, I agree. It's hard.
There's hard gigs
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
We've done them. We've all done them.
What do you reckon yours? Have you already said what yours is the worst is? I want to know.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
The worst.
You've said this.
Have
haven't
I?
you?
Which
What is it?
one?
Tell me. Oh no. If it's the one about the fucking cows getting shot again, I'm like, Bron, please don't tell us that for the 5th time. I've had to edit it out twice. She gets
I
senile after a few vinos.
The worst bomb I've ever had.
Yeah.
The worst bomb I've ever had was at this horrible gig it was my 6th ever gig, and it was in the suburbs, Mitcham.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady who was hosting, Claire Hooper, she got me on. She told the room run, she's good, she'll be fine, she'll be great. And she was
You've told me this.
Have I? Yeah, it's the worst gig I've ever done. It's the worst bomb I've ever had.
Yes, yeah.
Someone showed you a photo of their penis afterwards.
No, but that was the guy who booked the room.
Oh god.
Anyway,
How
loser.
do women in comedy go through it? Like,
yeah, it's revolting. Actually, yeah,
That's
you're right.
fucked up.
I said before, no one's been gross
I'm
to me.
forcing
I
everyone
lied.
to listen to stories about me coming early.
Awful. Anyway, the
I love
person who was
that
on,
story.
before, I was second on. The person who was first on, she destroyed the room. Loved her so much. And I was Eve Ellenbogen. She's moved back to America.
She's in Austin at the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, this is going to be so easy. They're so nice. And I got up and I did a 5-minute set, a brand new set, because I thought that at the start you just always have to do brand new all the time.
No.
I was like
Doing
that.
the same
I was
set.
like, some people here might have been at the gig I did 2 weeks ago.
Of course.
In half an hour away.
Yeah.
So I did a brand new thing, and then I bombed so hard that people were kind of whispering. And there was a guy that I worked with at the school who I could see him and his wife in the audience, and they looked so worried. And then I finished. I got maybe a giggle at one point, but for the rest of it, complete silence. And then I walked off, and everyone was like, "Oh, are you okay?"
Oh, it's always bad when like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, don't kill yourself.
And some people were like,
Put on
that
your
wasn't
shoelaces.
Somebody was like, that wasn't a bomb to Hoops. It's like, that wasn't a bomb. I
And
heard
you're
a
like-
laugh. It wasn't a bomb. And then Eve Ellenbogen was like, dude, that was a massive
Yeah, that
bomb.
you want to hear. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, you weren't ready for this gig.
I
And
don't
was
like when
yeah.
people are nice to you after you bomb. Like,
I
get
know,
the
it was
fuck away from me.
awful.
Like,
Awful.
The rule is
awful.
no eye contact, leave the room.
Yeah, leave.
Yeah,
Leave.
because some people think like their worst gig ever is like everyone's had a dreadful time. My worst gig is everyone's had a great time except me.
Oh, 100%.
He's like, oh, I could see what the room was
Nothing hurts
capable
more.
of.
Always best on.
Yeah, okay.
So what's the worst gig you've ever had?
I once, in bombing world, I once did, like, this is when I first started, and I asked someone for a gig, and then I ate shit at Runaway Bay. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
In front
Everyone
of-
was ready to fucking crucify
And then I
me.
had to apologize because no one knew me. I apologized to Dalton. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, that was so bad.
Which one's Runaway Bay?
I
You
don't
can
even
see the
know.
pokey machines. There's a pool table at the back, which is supposed to be not in use while the comedy's on, but sometimes
is.
it just is. So
Not
you're
the Dog and Parrot? Or Runaway Bay doesn't
No.
exist anymore?
no, it does
No, it
exist.
Oh, pokey machines at the back. Okay. Yeah.
And then a year later, I got good, and I was doing gigs with Dalton, and I was like, "Hey, remember that time I ate shit at Runaway
Yeah.
Bay?" And he was like, "Everyone's done that."
Everyone, no
But
one
then
laughs
He told me
there.
a story about how he bombed. He's like, "I bombed for 30 minutes once there. And I was like, how long was the set? He was like, 20. I was like, why'd you keep going?
He loves a bomb. He loves it.
Did he just double down? He's like, fuck it.
He's like, I'm here.
Dalston Whiskey. He runs all the Gold Coast gigs. We love him dearly, but he's such a nice guy.
Him.
But he is a weird fetish for bombs. And I was hosting, what's that one?
He's seen me die
Last
so
Night
many
on Earth.
times.
Really?
Yeah.
I reckon he's probably seen me the most deaths. You know, because he's
Yeah.
there every week. And
Yes,
like it's
and it's
it's
hard
also Gold
gigs.
Coast is 50-50.
They are hard, yeah.
They can
Hard
be really
gigs.
hard.
Yeah.
But he was running this ski Last Night on Earth, and I'd done it, and it was the second time I'd done it. The first night I did it, I had a great time. It was a strangely good audience, and everyone was like, "No, must have been, you know, a one-off." And I was like, "No, 100% of the times I've done it, I've crushed, so it's not a big deal."
Yeah.
And they asked me to host, and at that point I was new. I only had maybe 20 minutes in total, and I got up on stage and they hated me instantly, and I was like, okay, this is not good. And then I welcomed the first act on, and they flew through their set way too fast as well, because no one's laughing at anything. Yeah. And Dalton said to me, look, the headliner Dusty Rich, he's late, so you just have to pad it out. No. You have to, he's really late, so can you do 10 minutes in between each act? And I was like, I literally don't have that.
Yeah,
I don't have any.
Hate me.
Yeah, I can't do crowd work. One, I don't know how that skill yet, and two, they will not talk to me at all. And so I'm like kind of trying. And then I come off stage. I'm like, mate, I don't have anything else. And he said, well, I'm gonna next act after this one. I'll go do a set. And I said, you don't have to. We can just say we'll just have a break. And he said, no, this looks awesome. I was like, what? And then he got up and he had no fear, and he goes, hey guys, I'm Dalton and I'm gay. And the whole audience lost it. He crushed. And from that, just saying I'm gay, this is the Gold Coast, and they're like, yeah,
that hurts.
and they're not like, it wasn't like a support, because he was like, it was just, but the mind boggling. I was like, if this is comedy, if that's comedy, I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it.
He just knew what they wanted. They wanted something that was completely different.
And I'm gay. And he's not gay.
Yeah, we know.
Well, just
they don't
know.
Bit.
Well, that's what's funny about it. I don't think you understand comedy, dude.
Oh my God, I don't get it.
No wonder you're bombing up a storm all the time.
Oh my God. So, but the worst, have you done any corporates or anything like that where you've gone on stage?
What was the Runaway Bay gig that was bad?
Nothing. I just
she asked for the gig.
And I actually, Aidan Jones once did another Gold Coast gig. I think about this all the time. And he they were a bit, and then they laughed at a really dumb joke. And he was in the green room with me, and he goes, yeah, laugh, you fucking dogs. And I love that so much.
That is,
it was, I think it was Hoda or Hotta, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Home Performing Arts.
Yeah.
In the Gold Coast, which is fucking hilarious.
What was the question? Where were we at?
What's the worst ever gig you've done? So you haven't had that many bad ones.
Well, maybe that's bad. No, I have, but I just wash them off. Whatever.
Yeah, you don't
get on to the next one. You know what I mean?
One of the ones I did in the Gold Coast was, I think it was, I can't remember.
And we're just shitting on Dalton.
No, this is a great.
I love him.
This is how I ruined. I was so fucked to Dalton, but I didn't mean to be.
Yeah.
So I did a gig and it went fine, I guess. But then I was chatting to a real estate agent who had on his finger fucking. Have I told you to send it? Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, well, you can either send it to the cops or send it to your missus' ass when they're riding doggy style. But he gave me a hit on his vape, which I didn't realise was marijuana oil. Oh. And I went into a fucking 2-day coma from weed. Well, not really, but I was just fucked for 2 days. And Dalton drove me home, and he just kept talking to me, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, please stop talking to me. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then he dropped me home. He would have been like,
tell him.
I didn't know why. I was just so high and I just couldn't interact, and all the lights were freaking me out. I was like, fuck. It was like the longest car ride. It would have been 5 minutes. And then I was like, I just need to get. I was like, sorry, man, I've just got to go. And he dropped me off at the house. As long as nothing weird happens, I'll be fine. And then the guy at the house I was staying at had a chick over who had a fucking Alaskan Malamute. And when I walked in, the front door went, oh! And I was like, there's a fucking wolf in here. I full had a mental breakdown. I just ran into my room.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, Alaskan Malamute. They look like a wolf.
Oh.
And I just ran into the room. I'm like, oh my God, it's like Game of Thrones in here. And I was like, I made up a wolf. And he's like, nah, but the chick I'm seeing is an Alaskan Malamute.
Why is the chick that this anyway?
There's a lot going on. Either way, I could not
in
deal
Gold
with any of
Coast.
it.
Yeah, the Gold Coast. Ooh.
So you're doing Zone this year,
am.
and when is that on, and how can people see you and follow you?
Okay, follow me on haha.hornbuckle on Insta. And then I'm gigging the entire festival, every night, forever.
Yeah.
Forever and ever.
Who's mentoring the Zone this year, and will they do a good as job as I did last year?
What? You were last year?
Yeah, I was a mentor last year.
Someone is, and I can't think of the name off the top of my head. A lot's been going on.
Yeah, you've had a lot on.
Like I've been moving. I just
Great.
got into the property
Do you know where
market.
you are on the lineup? Yeah, who's hosting?
No, I have
Do you know?
no clue.
No idea.
I
That's a
know,
mentor's
yeah.
job to decide.
They're like, you got it. And then months later, they're like, oh, okay, so this is happening. I was like, okay. Like,
Yeah, you're in the second page. Your gigantic face is in the second.
You know what's offensive though? Everyone's like, you look great in that photo. I was like, is that not what I look like? Like,
No, it's absolutely what. Usually
Yeah.
we're supposed to look at abs. Like no one looks good in
Yeah.
In
any
real life?
photo.
Is that what you're saying?
in any photo, in anything, like comedians, yuck. Ugh.
Photoshop.
They look fantastic, and as you always do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Rach, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
And also, we're excited to see what you do. Zone is huge. It's actually been like massive for some comedians. Some people disappear into the abyss, but not you. You're going to be massive.
Not me.
Not you.
I'm
You
gonna
look
go
good.
nurse.
You're going to
So
fucking do
funny.
it, mate. And even though
gonna
I'm not
send it.
mentoring this year, you're going to fucking send it. You're going to get the tattoo on your finger and you're going to put it into someone's asshole.
Someone real high. They won't know what to do when they get home to that Alaskan dog.
Oh, yeah. Legends, if you're not already on the Patreon, make sure you do so. Give Rachel, I nearly called you, I said, Nick, give Hornbuckle a follow. Give Rachel Hornbuckle a follow. I have fucked this whole pod and I am so sorry, but I do not give a fuck. Anyway, if you're not, come see us during the festival.
Yes.
You know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
done.
finished.
We
You've
did
done a
it.
great job. Join the Patreon for as little as $5 a month. We have been work hates.
Fucked it as well.
Fuck
Hey.
you, Brett.
I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.
Kill me.